And here's how to create them. Now, it's pretty simple. I will just go on the left view or on the front, basically wherever you like. And I will take a line, which I have set to be on rectangular, at 0.8. And I will drag this up until a point, let's say here or whatever, doesn't matter. I will go on the top view and I will turn on the angle and I will leave this on 45 degrees. And I will place this somewhere right here. Maybe you can increase the length at 1, maybe 1.2. We don't want this to be a perfect match, so it doesn't really matter. It won't be much visible anyway. And now one more thing you need to do is that you need to create another one for this part right here. So in order to do this, you can just select the mirror option up here, and instead of no clone at the x-axis, go for copy. And drag this up until the point this meets our geometry, right there. And of course you can then go and maybe manually bring these two closer. Pretty simple, right? Something like that, basically. And I will, of course, then add a chamfer, because we don't want this to be just a flat surface. 0.2 maybe. Point. Add some extra segments and also set the smoothing output to smooth chamfers only. I will just right click and copy this, and I will paste this right here. Alright, one more thing. I want to go on the left view and rotate this actually on the front view, and I want to rotate this at 45 degrees, so this part looks like that. So we are at 45 right here. And actually, we need to bring this image lower, something like that. And maybe we could no, let's leave it as this. Yeah, actually I will make this thicker, maybe at 6. All right. And then you might wonder, what are we going to do with all of that? Well, I am going to select them and I will mirror them. Once again, I will keep a copy at the x-axis and I will move them to right to match right here, and I will manually take this one and bring it right here. Now I'm pretty sure that's not how this is manufactured as a furniture, but it doesn't really matter because no one would be able to see this connection right here. So don't worry about that. And now let's move on with creating this the back of the chair. So this is pretty simple. I will just take a plane and I will add few extra edges on it. I will increase the width, something like that. And you might have guessed it, we will use a Turbo Smooth. But before the Turbo Smooth, we will actually go and apply a bend modifier, which we need to do some trial and error to find where we want it to go. I always get confused with the bend modifier. Maybe rotate this a bit, something like that. Yeah, I think we are pretty close. But we need to make this bigger. I think something like that. Here we go. And I will actually go and apply a turbo smooth, and as you can see, nothing significant, nothing important changed. Sorry, and I will add an edit poly, because what I want to do is to go right here, connect them to help turbo smooth do its job correctly. So turbo smooth, as you can see, it got fixed, but right here it looks like we missed something. Yeah. Let's target it there. Yeah, bend. Make sure to deselect the vertices. Bend. And then maybe you can just apply a cell modifier. And do something like that. What will happen if we apply turbo smooth now? No, I don't like this result, so let's keep this turbo smooth at 2, this cell here, and I will manually go and fix a few things, like we want this part to be a little bit on the outside, just like that. Okay, and I will go and apply a chamfer modifier 0.1. Also, don't forget to fix the mean angle so we can remove this part. Okay, let's make sure everything is correct. All right. Maybe 0.25, 0.5. 45. Yeah, I think this is better. Add some segments. Smooth chamfers only. Of course, we can go and add some extra thickness. To this. And move this down just a bit. Maybe we should actually cheat a little bit and rotate this, let's say at right click at 5 degrees, maybe, or 10. 15. Yeah, that's better. 5, 10, 15. So just like that, we also got the back ready. And now it's time to create this seating. Now this is pretty simple. I will go on the top view. I will go on the top view actually. And I will take a cylinder, I think. So right here, I went on and created this seating because it turned out to be a little bit complicated, but I managed to do that. So here's how I did it. So basically, it's just a circle. Here we got an edit poly, and then a turbo smooth on top of it. And if we go on the original circle, just one circle with 3 steps. So let's go and create it from the beginning. Right here you can see how it looks right there. So I will just hide this. I will go on the top and I will go right here on the splice. I will take a circle and I will position it on the center right here. Here I will set the steps to 3 and I will apply an edit poly to make this solid, right? And then I will go on the left view and bring this right above my these wood pieces. And here we are. Now we can maybe just go right here, go on the top and inset it just a little bit about here because I want this vertex to use it to push the fabric in later. Right here. And then I might also want to connect all of this together. So I will turn on the cut tool and turn on the snap. And I will start making these cuts to have my topology right. Just like that. Here we go. Actually, we didn't need to do this one, so press Ctrl and Backspace. Just make sure to deselect this one. No, actually, just keep it because we do need it. Sorry. Here we go, and basically, what we did before was that. Oops. Let's go unhide all. Yeah. So basically, what I did here was that I had removed these parts, and went and applied another one in it. Something like that. And then I went on and added a few extra. Let me figure this out. Yeah, that's what I did. I go right here and I took a Swift loop and I applied some extra edges. We need one more right here. And now we'll select these vertices. As you can see, this can be complicated at first, but once you figure this out, it's pretty obvious what you need to do. And I will go on the left view again, and I will move this about this point right here. I will go on the top view and I will make sure that on the left side I will select the border and I will hit shift and drag it right here. And then of course you can select all of these polygons right here and move them up to create this pillow effect. Hit shrink, do something like that. Now I will also double click and select these edges, left view, and move them on this point right here, maybe. It looks good. Let's apply a turbo smooth to see. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, and now it's time to select these vertices right here and here. I will go on top view and I will push them inwards. Something like that, I guess. Or actually, a better way would be to go here individually, select the local pivot, go on the let's find the right pivot for this. Yeah, local is the correct. And I will push this inwards until I am happy with the result. Let's go for turbo smooth on 2 because that would be the final pivot, the final turbo smooth, sorry. Yeah, this looks pretty good, maybe a little bit more, something like that. Let's go on this one. Here we go. As you can see right here, we get some issues, but we will fix them. Don't worry about it. Select this part. And maybe to fix now this part, you need to select this vertice right here. And the other one, let's go for the normal pivot and turn on the final result. And yeah, that was a good method. And now I will also take these two, and I think I want to push them a little bit forward. Something like that. All right. And now before we close this with the Turbo Smooth, I need to apply an extra edit poly on top of that. Select the border, hit cap, and now let's inset it just a little bit. We need this to be close with this edge to make it sharp. And one more, maybe a little bit bigger. Actually, no, let's just leave it there. And of course we need to go and connect these edges. Let's hold left click and select this 3-pointer. This is not the same way we connected the part up here, but it doesn't really matter. Connect them and let's see the final result. Yeah, it looks pretty smooth. And isolate. Let's hit unhide all so we can delete the previous one. And just like that, the seating is ready. You can go and make it more thicker. You can make it thicker if you like. Do something like that. Left. Bring it up just a bit. All right. And now the final part is to create these little bolts we are supposed to have on these openings in the chair. This is pretty simple. You just need to go on the edit poly right here and select this the cap right here and hit right click and create shape. Choose linear and then take this one, right click, convert it to an editable poly. Let's select the local pivot, bring it forward up until this point maybe. And I will also want to make sure this is flat, so I will hit this, and also I will flip it to have the front side right here. Now of course we need to inset this. Let's go for 0.2 and 0. No, this is too much. Let's go for 0.3 or 0.25. Yeah, that's better. And I will also take a swift loop, add one extra edge right here, and I will extrude this to the inside right here, and some more, something like that, and set it again. Let's go for 0.1, 0.05. Yeah, that's better. And of course we need to connect all of this together so we are sure our topology is right. And I added this extra edge right here because I want to push this a little bit forward and do something like that. And then I can go and apply a Turbo Smooth here. And we have a nice bolt. Now, I don't want this to be so high poly. There's no reason for it. Also, let's set the pivot to be on the center. I'm using the local pivot. right here, and hold down Shift, copy it, and now let's mirror them. Let's get closer. I want a copy, of course. All right, and yeah, actually, let's just select them and hold down Shift, copy them, and now create a mirror to place it on the right spot. Right here, maybe. All right, looks fine. And just like that, our 3D model is ready. So I will delete this reference box because we don't need it anymore. And I will also go and delete these reference images. We don't need them. So let's go and delete them. And now we are ready for the next step, which is UV unwrapping.